is. He's not very good defensively, I would say. Would I get him in my team? A bit of a risk, but again, when Cresswell is back, I don't know. It's going to be tough competition with that left-back spot. Going on to midfield. All right, I'm going to start with the obvious, Kevin De Bruyne. Absolutely fantastic.
Performance. He's back, isn't he?
So glad that I brought him in Game Week 2. He just absolutely...
Oh, smug face. Smug face here, guys. Never seen such a smuggy.
You know what? No, but he did fantastic, right? He's scoring goals, he's getting up the pitch, and we was worried about, last season he did hold back, and obviously he was injured as well, but he held back in more of a defensive duty, but now Rodri's in, he's getting up the pitch, and obviously David Silva when he's playing alongside him. So it's a tough one with David Silva. We kind of touched on that last time, but he did well again, got an assist again.
The thing is, Fabian Delph's out of their team now, and he did play a little bit last season. I think he didn't play a lot, obviously, but I think De Bruyne, you're not going to leave him out when he's fully fit, and we spoke about him a lot last week, and we did say, is he going to get injured again? Like I said last week, the guy had 11 months out. What a rest that is. I wish I could have 11 months off work. I'd come back on fire, mate. He's going to be absolutely brilliant for this season. I can see it already, and I really feel I need to get him in my team. So he's another one for me that is going to be in the dream team of the season.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd love to move over to this Richarlison fella. He had a good season last year, and then he came in and out.
He was my go-to last year.
Yeah.
He was my go-to because he scored a lot of goals, especially towards the beginning of the season. He was a bit of a surprise. He was one of those who was quite cheap.
He was
a midfielder, but really playing in a number 9 or a Salah kind of role, a winger, but in that front three. So he's been classified as a midfielder again, which is odd, I think, because every game plays up front with, on the wing. But he's back on form. He's scored.
When we say he's back
goals.
on form, I've got to say, the 2 goals he did score. The second, I'll tell you about it. The header was fantastic. The first goal he scored, such a massive error in defence, such a cock-up. If that was your team, you'd be fuming.
Which is unlike Wolves.
It was. It was a gift, really. Is he lucky with that goal? He's not going to get them every week. Was he lucky last year? Is he really that good? He's a tough one for me.
I think it's a lot with strikers is confidence, right? You get one and then you could be kicking off. And just as I say that, our man of the week, John McGinn fanboy, is here. So
it's Sean, the John McGinn fanboy.
He's just come straight from.
Sean, say hello.
He's come straight from football.
Only one, mate.
Just want to say,
I wasn't actually playing, Ricky. I was down on a scouting mission tonight.
He was down scouting. He was looking for
the best players for the week.
But talk about your team.
He's been trying to see who everyone else has got as captain, isn't he? So he can go for someone else. That's what he was doing.
We're digressing from the agenda a bit, but I want Sean to just tell us his thoughts behind his team because he did get the most points for the weekend. So John McGinn.
Where did this inspiration come from?
Well, actually, believe it or not, I was getting a bit of sticking from my first 3 weeks of my maximum of about 30 points in a week, and then last week I couldn't make it here. But I listened to Ricky talk about playing this wild card, and I thought, maybe it's the time. Maybe why wait?
The podcast works.
There you go, guys.
The podcast works.
Completely rebuilt my team. I obviously built it around John McGinn. He was the one player that remained as I made 12 transfers.
Yeah,
and he got you 2 points.
Maximum.
Well, you stuck with Danny Ings actually, didn't you? You stuck with Danny Ings. He does nick a goal every now and then, though.
Yeah, he was.
Not against Man United, mate.
Yeah, I kept him on my bench, and I kind of messed up that he was first to James second on my bench.
Jimmy.
And I mean,
Jimmy
you did have Danny James.
The best bit about my team was my midfield.
Scored an absolute blinder, James.
In all fairness, having James on the bench and playing McGinn is a bit of a schoolboy error, mate.
These are the big decisions which win you points,
They are big decisions. I think James, personally, what a goal. Yeah, 2 in 2 weeks.
Is he right-footed or left-footed? Can I just ask?
He's a right-footed player playing on the left.
Right. And he cut in and just absolute scored.
It was a great hit. Is he going to do it every week? That's the thing.
To me, when I picked him, I thought he's actually the only player in the United team with any creativity.
That's right.
We haven't seen much from United this season.
Touche.
And James, I know that's going to... is that a tear in your eye? But if anyone's going to do it for United, it looks like James at the moment. And
exactly. Well, thank you, John McGinn fan. Go and get yourself a beer. We are carrying on this podcast and take us to the next section, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, sorry.
So, Jimmy.
Back onto the dream team. We were looking at De Bruyne, Richarlison. I think I think with Richarlison we left it at the jury's out. I mean, I can't see him being an ever-present in your team. I think when Everton have got a weaker game, to be honest, Wolves wasn't weak. They got Bournemouth next weekend. I think could be. There's a lot of goals in that. Maybe he's worth getting in. But then they got Sheffield United. After that, they go to Man City. They have Man City at home. So, and then Burnley away. So next 4 games, I'd say there's goals there for Richarlison, and he's just got 2. If anyone's in a rich vein of form, it's him. So he might be worth getting in. He might be worth thinking about.
Fantastic. And another one, we're talking about Richarlison, just got on the score sheet, hadn't really shown up in the past game weeks, but Tielemans for Leicester.
Brilliant.
Also another one.
Brilliant performance.
Absolute blank performances in terms of points. Very disappointing for FPL managers out there, but now he looks like he's showing up.
And I spoke last week about Iosi Perez being a real letdown.
Yes.
And he
kept him in your team as well.
I kept him, but he was taken. He wasn't even in the team. He didn't play. So my first sub, of course, Pereira from Man United. Who else came in? Did nothing. 2 points. Excellent.
At least he played. He played.
I feel like with Perez out that team for Leicester, I've seen Leicester turn the corner. And there's 3 teams that have turned the corner for me in the last couple of weeks. West Ham have turned the corner.
Yes.
Leicester and also Everton. And I think Watford are maybe there as well. So they're 4 teams for me at the moment that are just getting into the groove, just getting the form, worth looking at. Tielemans in particular, though, fantastic performance, good player, really, really great goal.
Yeah, he looks to be involved. He links up with Jamie Vardy very well. Like, he looked to be involved with a lot of what Leicester were doing when they were going up. And Leicester have been tipped to break the top 6 potentially this year, and that's questionable. I mean, but they do look the best of the rest. Let's say.
For me, though, mate, the only thing I'd say is Leicester got a really tough run of games coming. Starting obviously with the best team,
mighty
team out there, Man United next week.
Could be a Vardy captain.
That could be
a Vardy hat trick there. Could be
the shout.
But the week after they got Spurs, so Captain Russ's team Spurs, and then the week after that they're at Newcastle. But the week after that they have got Liverpool. So the next 4, it's quite a tough run. So Tielemans, not sure I'd put him in.
Could be risky to go over Leicester. So I want to talk about this man Robinson, right? I saw him in a few people's squads. Exactly. Who is Robinson, right?
He's worse than McGinn, isn't he?
So this weekend he really shown up. He's another one of these, similar to Richarlison. He's playing in midfield for FPL, playing again in that kind of Salah role. He's a winger / striker, but he's been classified as a midfielder in FPL. Absolutely blinding this weekend against Chelsea. If it weren't for him, there's no way they would have got that draw. Not only just scoring, obviously, just getting involved.
He's an attacking player.
He looks good. He looks good. He looks aggressive. He's actually going to be probably one of my tips that I'm going to be looking at after the international break. Maybe bringing him in.
Your money where your mouth is.
I might do.
How much is it
in your team?
I might do. He's pretty cheap.
Tell me, how does that work? Does the league, whoever organises these fantasy Premier League, will they change his position, or is that?
They will not change his position. So he's locked in for the whole season, but his price will go up and down depending on who's buying him.
I mean, he's 5.3, mate.
5.3. So he's actually gone up. A lot of people would have probably start bringing him in. And to your question, John McGinn, essentially, if more people bring him in,
I've just checked this. He started at 5.5. And he's gone down.
He's gone
down in value.
He's gone down in value.
So that could be a valuable acquisition if you're looking at him.
Yeah,
I mean, he seems to play 90 minutes, 53, 90.
I mean, he's had in games week 2 and 3, he got 1 point each week.
Yes.
It's a big call to be making out of nowhere.
He looked good. That's all I'm saying. He looked good at the weekend. So
he's not. For me, he's not a stalwart. He's not going to be in my team week in, week out. I think Sheffield United are a risky one to go for.
Yep.
I wouldn't go for him, guys. But at 5.3, it's valuable, and he plays week in, week out, so not a bad shout.
Absolutely, and that leads us on to
strikers.
Again, I mean, 2 of these.
This is my strike force.
This is his strike force. This is it.
Vardy, Aguero, captain.
Yeah. So again, Vardy.
So what was it? 3-4-3.
Did you see Vardy's goal? You all saw Vardy's goal, right? It was absolutely blinder.
Excellent goal.
35 yards. He's the keeper off his line.
Yep.
Makes no mistake there.
I mean, 35 yards, is that an exaggeration? Wasn't it like 20?
I don't know.
I mean, who's counting? Who's counting
tonight, you know?
We're all fact-checking each other now.
Yeah, we got to get out of this. But one thing that is true is it was a 3-4-3 that was... Sorry, guys, my punditry team have lost the
We've
plot
lost the
here.
plot.
Sean McGinn fanboy, he's come in and he's got his Hib shirt on and he's checking the Scottish fantasy as we look. But it was a 3-4-3. That was the formation of the week. And as we get into those strikers, Vardy brilliant. Vardy, he's probably worth getting. He's always going to play.
Yeah, he's always going to play, and he looks probably his best form. He's since he's come under Brendan Rodgers. Actually, he's been absolutely blinding.
You think he's got it back?
Yeah, he's got it back. Like, he's shown a sort of form that, you know, when they won the league that famous year, fantastic, right? So he's their main man with Tielemans just behind. I think they could really be pushing for that top six, like we said.
But bringing on to the next player there, Aguero. I was very surprised. Check both of your guys' team. I think another 5 people in the league. They all had Sterling as captain.
They did.
Like for me, I don't get it.
When you say you checked
Aguero.
another 5 people in the league, you checked afterwards because you listened to the podcast first and heard who we were all going for, and we've all already called him out. He's cheated.
Which is, that's
we're
not
no
cheating.
longer giving away captains on this show.
That's not cheating. It's just listening to the podcast, and that's what we want.
Ricky Pellegrini's being too
City
kind.
were going to score at the weekend. Aguero scored.
Yeah, he's right.
And we did call Aguero out last week.
And we did because Jesus is injured. So don't forget, till Jesus comes back, which could be a while.
Yeah.
Aguero is going to score goals, right? And he does anyway. Even the funny thing with Aguero, right? Even if he comes on for 10 minutes, he still scores.
He never comes on for 10 minutes though, mate. He's the number one for me. He's City's number one striker. We discussed it last week and we said the guy is hungry. After last year when he didn't get the goal, he didn't get gold, but he's got something to prove this year.
Yeah. He's actually top for total as well, total points. Pukki's in second, and I have to touch on Pukki. A lot of people transferred him in.
38.6% of people selected him last week.
Yep.
Aguero or Pukki?
Pukki.
Yeah.
Only 24 on Aguero.
That's right. So it just shows you, a lot of people were going for Pukki because obviously he was scoring goals. He was top scorer. But I did warn you guys, he was going to fire a blank against West Ham. 0 shots on goal.
And I've never seen someone so happy. The smile. Hell of the hammer, he turned up.
Hell of the hammer.
Pukki was nowhere to be seen.
And that goes on to our last player dream team of the week was Abraham.
Sammy Abraham. One of your tips again, wasn't it?
It
last
was one
week,
of my
Ricky?
tips, and I'm not just saying that just because he's in my team. But you know what? I think
this guy.
Yeah, I am. But this guy's going to score goals. He looks good. You got to admit, his finishing looks absolutely superb. A lot of people said that he could only do it in the Championship. He was going to be a Championship style player, but he looks good.
He was brilliant on the weekend, and I know VAR. I feel like his first goal perhaps should have been disallowed. There's a bit of a foul maybe on the keeper.
I don't know about that. No, I disagree with that.
Yeah, but regardless, whether you agree or you don't agree, he was there and he hooked it in, and he's hungry and he runs and he chases down everything. He's really trying to prove himself to Frank Lampard. Yeah. This guy is hungrier than Captain Russ's little nipper eating cookies.
But then what happened?
This man is brilliant.
What happened after that?
Yeah,
they go 2-0 up. He gets his nice goal.
The defence,
the keeper was at fault.
You can't blame Abraham for the defence. I think
he's so hungry. He got a bit full. It looks like he didn't go after anymore.
You're right. Chelsea in general. I mean, they didn't look. They kind of lacked that kind of fight.
They did have a lot of chances. Mount should have scored. I would have said.
Yeah,
they had a lot of chances.
That's right. Mount was obviously. I was going on about Mount like a lot last week.
For me, Chelsea looked dangerous and they attack and they look good. When I watch Manchester United, I mean, we could have the ball the whole day and I don't know if we'll get more than one goal.
Yep.
Honestly, and for me, Chelsea, they look good. And Abraham, the one thing I'd criticise him about is he going to get that many assists?
Yep.
You look at Aguero and Vardy this week. I mean, Vardy 2 goals, 1 assist.
Yep.
He would have given you maximum points if you captained him. It was him or Aguero, really. I mean, Aguero got 16 as well. So that was where it was. And talking to captain, if you had a captain Aguero 16, that would have been 32. Sean, is that what you got?
Who would have done that? Yeah, bang on the money.
Anyone who listened to us would have done that.
And it's unfortunate. I found out this week you can't use your triple captain on the same week as a wild card.
You cannot.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
it's good knowledge.
As soon as you activate that wild card, I found out there's no other power special powers allowed to be used. Only the wild card.
Special powers.
Special powers, that's what you call them. No?
I got a question for you. When you activated the wild card, and we spoke about this before you arrived, did you change your team once and then leave it, or did you change it throughout the whole week? Because you can make the transfers constantly until... Did you chop and change, or you did it once?
I sat there and made my team, you know.
And how long did it take?
About 20 to 30 minutes on Friday there.
Ricky,
That's quite quick. That's quite quick.
Oh, Pellegrini.
It's instinct, man. You need the instinct to ask. The hardest point is picking your last player and trying to fit it in budget, you know?
Yeah,
You've got that there, you swap a few people out, make another million,
you see,
make
this
another
is
half a million, and then you get there.
That's right.
That's the real skill.
But Ricky Pellegrini, I wanted to ask you this, and I'm glad that just come up there, because I often think when I make a free transfer each week, I'm such an instinctful guy. And that's why I think I'm sitting in 7th, because I do it within 2 minutes. How much time do you spend, you know, wild card, if you're doing wild card
Just ask
week?
his wife how much time he was sitting on the toilet that week. It's pretty much...